The story begins with the Merc with a mouth-in-the-wall crawler engaged in a heated confrontation. Deadpool showcases his signature incessant talking, while Spider-Man desperately demands silence. Amidst the verbal sparring and awkward proximity in their spandex suits, Deadpool hints at the necessity of unsheathing his katana in a daring move to escape Dormammu's clutches. Wade pops his own hip out of place, enabling Spidey to seize a sword and cut them both free. In the midst of their struggle against the mindless ones, Dormammu interrupts to question Spider-Man about his unlikely alliance with Deadpool. Dormammu expresses disappointment, stating that being Spider-Man used to hold more significance. This prompts Deadpool to initiate a flashback, revealing Spider-Man utilizing advanced tech from Parker Industries against Hydroman, only to be interrupted by the regenerating Degenerate. Deadpool taunts Spider-Man, highlighting that he quit the Avengers due to Deadpool's inclusion in the team. Wanting the wall crawler to grasp his unconventional perspective, Deadpool explains that despite his therapist and past victims agreeing on his lack of understanding of society's moral contract, he now relies on a chart. After a spin, Wade settles on chaotic neutral, granting him the freedom to choose. He sees Spider-Man teleporting him away from the fight. Wade literally dragged him to hell, claiming it was to address what he dubbed an Avengers-level threat. But Spider-Man, no stranger to such challenges, questions its legitimacy. If it were genuinely of that magnitude, he wonders why the Avengers and even Doctor Strange are absent. Doubting Deadpool's strategic foresight, Spider-Man watches as Deadpool pulls stolen brains from a recent morgue visit and inserts them into mindless ones, transforming them into the mindful. In a state of dejection, Spider-Man expresses the confusion surrounding the situation, considering the possibility of having died during the Hydroman fight and now residing in hell. Deadpool unexpectedly reveals that the entire ordeal was a job interview, congratulating Spider-Man on being hired. The wallcrawler sees with frustration, compelling Deadpool to teleport them away from their inexplicable location and sling them onto the nearest rooftop. The Crimson Comedian attempts to justify himself to Spidey, revealing that he has franchised himself, experiencing newfound financial success. Expressing remorse for Spider-Man's departure from the Avengers due to him, Deadpool proposes a collaborative work opportunity, implying a break from the employment of the seemingly inept Peter Parker. Spider-Man, defensive, receives Deadpool's offer with skepticism, reassures him that, it's not personal. He understands Spidey's role as essentially Peter Parker's security guard. Deadpool acknowledges the ruthless nature of climbing to the top, emphasizing the need to step on the beneath. As Deadpool continues his ramblings, Peter Parker, caught in the midst of the conversation, suddenly realizes he is late for a meeting, prompting a swift departure from the rooftop. In a rush, Peter calls Anna Marie to ensure she covers for him, but Deadpool persists. Wade informs Spidey that the water adversary he was meant to defeat is back, now elevated with the entire wastewater of New York City as Hydroman looms, posing a formidable threat. Hydroman starts blasting our heroes with literal waste. Deadpool points out the silver lining, suggesting Spider-Man could just soil himself without anyone noticing. Quick thinking Spider-Man asks if Deadpool has incendiary grenades, and upon confirmation, he hurls Wade into Hydroman, pulling the pins on all the grenades, resulting in a fiery explosion. Post-battle, as they clean up, Peter tries to distance himself from Wade, but Deadpool earnestly asks him to reconsider. Deadpool admits it's challenging, acknowledging Spider-Man's negative perception, and expresses genuine effort to change. Deadpool shares with the web head that he hoped to absorb the essence of heroism by spending time together. Recognizing that heroism isn't something easily taught, he encourages Deadpool to emulate Spider-Man's actions to consistently do the next right thing with the hope of earning respect. Expressing these sentiments, Deadpool bids farewell and hops off the building. As Spider-Man swings away, he repeats to himself the simplicity of hating Deadpool, a sentiment he's maintained for years. Meanwhile, back at Wade's home without Pete's influence, Deadpool consults his moral compass app. Instructed to follow the heroic good, he concludes that his next step is to eliminate Peter Parker. Then, following those events, Peter Parker hosts a press conference unveiling Parker Industries' latest technological innovation, the cutting-edge webware watches. Meanwhile, Deadpool lies in bed with his wife, contemplating the despicable nature of Peter Parker. Despite the tempting financial offers to eliminate Parker, Deadpool refrains, explaining that being an Avenger means he can't take someone's life without a compelling reason. However, when presented with damning evidence from the client hiring him, the situation takes a different turn. Wade, intent on unraveling the truth, chooses a direct conversation with Peter Parker's bodyguard, Taking to the streets, he deliberately catches the eye of the web slinger. Confronting both Spider-Men, he provocatively inquires whether their employer, Peter Parker, is an evil genius or a plain villain. Though met with hostility, the web slingers are swiftly drawn into a fierce attack by the Goblin Nation, leaving Peter utterly bewildered by the abrupt and unexpected onslaught. In the midst of the desperate battle to save lives and protect those around them, Wade Wilson unexpectedly emerges as the true hero of the day. Driving the dead buggy, now sporting a fresh paint job up the side of a building, Wade intervenes to halt the fighting among the Spider-Men. Jumping out, he tackles one of the wall crawlers, only to find himself outnumbered as they both turn on him. Amidst the scuffle, the Spider-Men express their distrust, insisting that they knew Wade couldn't be trusted. In the blazing chaos of the world, Deadpool consistently finds himself on the opposing side. Driven by selfishness and a penchant for following the money, he readies his guns to take aim at the wall crawlers. However, instead of bullets, he targets their webware watches. The moment his shots connect, the hallucinations surrounding them dissipate, leading Peter to a stark realization about his own behavior. Recognizing that Parker Industries technology was responsible for the widespread hallucinations, Deadpool loads the wall crawlers into his modified vehicle and urges them, "Now let's go kick your boss's ass." Upon their arrival, they swiftly uncover that the true mastermind behind the chaos is none other than Mysterio. Assuming one of Mysterio's projections is before him, Deadpool takes decisive action and runs him over. Spidey promptly disembarks from the dead buggy and rushes to the computers to undo the damage caused by Quentin Beck. To Spider-Man's surprise, he glances over to find Deadpool administering CPR to Mysterio. Despite the chaos and the threat posed by Mysterio, Deadpool, in an unexpected turn, chooses not to take a life that day. With the crisis averted and Mysterio on his way to the hospital, the medics credit Deadpool for saving the day, ensuring Mysterio's survival. As Wade Wilson's phone buzzes, he realizes he has earned something he's coveted: Spider-Man's respect and phone number. However, as Spider-Man swings into the sunset, Deadpool decides to follow up on his lead. Upon reaching his destination and finding Parker Industries security down, Wade opens the door to a grim reality. Confronted with an unwilling human test subject, Deadpool loses his composure. He discovers that Spider-Man is far more frightening when not smiling or cracking jokes. The Merc, with a mouth now eerily silent, embarks on a gruesome rampage of dismemberment and disembowelment. With a chilling determination, he contacts his client, confirming his commitment. It becomes abundantly clear that Deadpool, in his newfound silence, is more than willing to take pleasure in putting Peter Parker in the ground. Who's this man wanting to town Peter Parker? Should I make part 2 for it? Then let me know in the comments down below.